Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 3rd of December 2024. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 pushed above 8,500 points for the first time today before dipping in the final few minutes to finish up more than 0.5% to 8,495 points. That was a record close. Pro Medicus led the way among the large caps, rising more than 3%, while Fortescue Metals Group, REA, QBE, Brambles and Aristocrat Leisure all rose around 2%. Worst of the large caps were WiseTech Global and Woolworths. Star Entertainment expects to receive the first $100 million of a $200 million debt facility next week after the casino group met preordained conditions. That sent its share price up 9% today, the best of the top 200. Insurance broker Steadfast Group's share price rose 3% after an internal review found no evidence of improper incentives or compliance manipulation. A couple of smaller super funds, Telstra Super and Equip Super, will merge to create a fund with $60 billion under management and 225,000 members. And Metcash's share price jumped 7.5% after investment analysts upgraded the stock following yesterday's half-year earnings. Story number 2, Australia's trade surplus fell to its lowest level in 6 years during the September quarter. Drops in export prices, particularly of iron ore and coal, are to blame. Now, the current account balance, which includes the trade balance, plus payments made to local and foreign investors, think dividends, plus other transfers like foreign aid, came in as a deficit of $14.1 billion higher than expected. What it means is that net exports, which is part of economic growth, won't add as much to the September quarter GDP as expected. Now, the September quarter GDP is due for release at 11:30 tomorrow morning. Story number 3, law firms are going into non-legal advice, picking up partners from the big 4 consultancy firms as they push beyond their traditional service lines. Minter Ellison now earns about 10% of its fees as from consulting, according to the Financial Review. The trend is for clients to look at legal firms to provide consultancy work as they shy away from the big 4. We're talking about Deloitte, EY, KPMG and PwC. Other law firms now offering consulting-style services include Ashurst, Clayton Utz and King & Wood Mallisons. Story number 4, Collins Foods, better known to most of us as the licensee of a bunch of KFC stores in Australia, today warned about downbeat consumer spending and a squeeze in its profit margins. 285 of the 750 KFC outlets in Australia are owned by Collins Foods. It also has 74 KFC stores in the Netherlands and Germany, as well as 27 Taco Bell stores here in Australia. Now, its net profit fell more than 50% and it cut its half-year dividend. Same-store sales in 6 months in Australia to 13 October were flat. In Europe, they were down. Not a good day for the fast food group. That whole market is becoming much more competitive. We've got Guzman y Gomez nowadays, plus a bunch of Korean-style fried chicken groups. That's alongside McDonald's, Subway, Domino's, Pizza Hut, etc., etc. Collins Foods share price ended down 3% today. And story number 5, the boss of Intel, the one-time leader in chip making, has been forced out by the group's board, while Samsung has teamed with Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder, to invest in a NVIDIA rival. Starting with Intel, it was really left behind by NVIDIA. It used to be the bigger company. Now Intel's worth about $100 billion US. NVIDIA's worth $3.4 trillion US. Intel's boss, Pat Gelsinger, took the top job 3 years ago and vowed to restore its preeminence. Hasn't happened. The AI boom has largely passed Intel by. Its share price has tumbled as a result. On that Amazon Bezos deal, they've both invested in a company called TensTorrent. It hopes to take on NVIDIA. It wants to release a new chip every 2 years. By comparison, NVIDIA reckons it will release a new chip every year. For all the hype around AI, only one company, NVIDIA, has really made a serious amount of money from it. So TensTorrent is an effort to redress that. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 3rd of December, 2024. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning with the Wednesday edition of Fear and Greed Business News. I'm Sean Elmer. Enjoy your evening.